Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. It is time to get up. For the next 5 to 7 minutes, I want you all to sit back and relax, and let's pretend that we're in your living room. I'm here to have a real conversation with you all. I feel that someone in this room, maybe you, or maybe you, or maybe even myself, needs to hear what I'm about to say. Let me take you back down memory lane for a little bit. How many of y'all remember as a kid falling? Maybe you were riding a bike, maybe you just tripped and you just fell. But do you remember what you did next after that fall? You jumped right back up. You could have had blood running down your leg, you could have been laughing, you could have been crying, but you got right back up. I'm going to tell you about 2 incidents that I can remember from childhood when I fell. I remember when I was in elementary school and I had my seat. It was up against the wall and I was leaning back in my seat with the back legs up. And my teacher said, put your seat down, you know, we're kids, so I didn't listen. And what happened? I fell and I hit my head. I hit my head, blood was coming out of my head. Another time, when I was riding my bike down the hill, this is my first time going down a hill on a bike. I didn't know anything about the front brakes and the back brakes. And I was going down a hill, a car was approaching and I needed to stop. And what did I hit? I hit the front brakes. So you know what happened next, right? I fell. Okay. So those 2 incidents taught me something. First thing is, you should always listen to people, even when you don't want to listen. And from that day forward, anytime the teacher told me to do something, what did I do? I didn't second guess it, I listened. From the fall from the bike, I remember when you're going down a hill, don't use your front brakes. Don't use your front brakes, period. Because I would always interchange them. And I remember from that day forward not to use my front brakes. Not only that, anyone that I came in contact with, whether I was teaching them how to ride a bike or they were talking about riding a bike, what would I always tell them? Don't use your front brakes. So, but I got back up and I learned something. The problem is, as adults, we forget those things. We forget to get back up. Today, I'm going to tell you 3 things to remember when you need to get back up. The first thing that we're going to discuss is your perception. Perception is important. The most important thing is what you think about yourself. The thoughts that you have about yourself determine the way that you move in life. So you always want to make sure that you have a positive perception about self. Okay, you want to make sure that you're always positive, always uplifting yourself. When you wake up in the morning, you want to look at yourself in the mirror and say things like, I am great, I am unique, I am worthy. I will overcome anything that I face today no matter what happens. The next thing about perception I want you to know is don't worry about other people's perception of you, especially if it's negative or judgmental. It doesn't matter. You want to look at your tribe and figure out if they're good for you or bad for you. If they're bringing negativity and judgment, they're bad for you. You want to surround yourself with people who is positive and uplifting. The other thing is when you do fall, you want to look at it differently. You don't want to fall and then wonder, oh my God, I fell. I'm a failure. What do I do next? You want to look at, okay, what can I learn from this? Do you know what falling does? Falling gives you a different perspective. You're down, right? So you have a different view, right? Maybe it's to stop you to look at things differently. Maybe you need to continue on the path, or maybe you need to go a different route, but it will give you the same end result. The next thing I want to talk about is patience. You want to be patient. Patience is key. Everything that's meant for you is going to happen for you and only you, but you have to be patient. It'll happen in the time that it's supposed to happen. So don't rush anything. If you know from your own experience, when you rush things, what happens? Sometimes you end up falling even deeper than you were before. So be patient. Take your time and learn from everything that you do in life. The next thing I want you to do is persevere. No matter what you face in life, continue to push forward. I don't care how hard it gets. Continue to push forward because life is not easy. It's full of challenges. We all gonna face something at some point. If I do a poll in here today and I ask you all a question, how many people ever lost a job before unexpectedly? How many people would raise their hand? Maybe all of us. How many people had a point in their life where they couldn't figure out how to pay a bill? Or maybe your account was in the negative and you couldn't figure out, oh my gosh, how am I buy food? How am I pay my car note? How many people, sadly to say, have experienced a broken heart? Please don't think with the next comment I'm going to say that I'm insensitive or I'm trying to discredit your pain or your hurt. But get over it. We've all experienced it. It's time for you to get up. Are you just going to sit there and pout and cry? Take yourself back to your childhood. When you failed, what did you do? You got right back up. By you sitting there and not doing anything and pouting and crying, you're missing that job opportunity. You're missing your future wife or your future husband. You're missing the next big opportunity. So guys, I'm here standing before you today to tell you to change your perspective, to be patient, to persevere through any life challenge that you face. Let's look at people like Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, Albert Einstein. If Michael Jordan wouldn't have got up when he got cut from his basketball team, we wouldn't know Michael Jordan for who he is today. If Oprah Winfrey wouldn't have got up when her first news job told her that she wasn't made for daytime TV, have you seen her? How can someone tell her she's not made for daytime TV? If she would have never got up, we wouldn't know the Oprah she is today. If Albert Einstein wouldn't have got back up after he was told that he wouldn't amount to anything in life, we wouldn't have the amazing things that he created today. You could be the next Michael Jordan, you could be the next Oprah, or you could be the next Albert Einstein, but you will never know until you get up. Thank you.